Hi, Dan.
Hi, Jean. Hi, Sue.
Hi, Dan. Hi, Sue.
Jan, hi, Jean.
How you doing?
Good and yourself?
Good, thank you.
Oh, we're all in our green, huh?
Yeah, I'm in double grid, but freezing today.
Yeah, it was a cold one. It's only the three of us so far, huh?
Looks like it.
It's early. Still got 4 minutes.
Oh, okay. Dan, after Sherry sends us the email about the meeting, do you still want us to get back to you and say, we'll be attending and everything?
No, it's fine. I think she's been pretty good about telling me in the past if somebody wasn't going to come. So,
Oh, okay.
and eventually we won't need to do it this way. We'll actually be able to meet in person at some point. So,
Oh, that'd be nice.
yes, I think we're closer to than I actually know. So, if I were a guessing person, I'd say September
Yeah.
because we don't generally meet during the summer anyways. so it'll be around that time.
So we probably won't meet again until September, you think?
I'll try to do one more in June. And then it's definitely September after June. There's no July, no August.
Right. Yeah.
But of course, a lot of that's TBD too. If big things come up,
Yeah.
we will meet. Because I'm busy.
Oh, I'm sure you are.
It's busier than ever.
Hi, Erin.
Aaron.
Hi, Erin.
Hi. Hello, everybody.
Hey,
Hi, Chris.
How's everybody doing?
Good, how are
Good. How about
you?
yourself?
Pardon?
How are you?
Oh, good. I think I had my last physical therapy session with my knee, so yay. I could take the brace off. Ugh.
Did you have surgery?
No, I didn't have to. It was just a cortisone shots.
Oh. Painful.
I don't like needles. I was like, I almost went off the table. It was like, oh my God. But it's better than surgery. From what I see, it doesn't. I had friends that had it and it wasn't good, so.
Chris,
It
what
doesn't- it's
happened
not
to
fun
your
get-
knee?
I can nicely say it to everybody. It's old age is what it is. It's arthritis. I have a
Yeah.
tip patella. It's rubbing almost against the bone. It's just
Yeah, it sounds painful.
just not fun. And I did see people actually playing tennis on Donabets. They weren't playing
Tennis?
pickleball. I think that's the first time I've driven by in the past year and just seeing tennis instead of pickleball. It was funny to see.
It doesn't happen very often. I can tell you that.
No, I'm sure.
Hey, Charlie.
How you doing?
Good.
And Charlie?
We'll give it a few more minutes for a few more people to show up, even though we do have quorum now.
Good evening, Wakefield Rec meeting.
Hey, Jed.
Hello.
I did.
No, my camera is broken.
It's always something.
I'm trying
you're
to
on,
add
buddy.
on, yeah.
You're
I'm
on.
trying
That's
to-
all that matters.
Yeah, I'm trying to add on some kind of adjustable one or something. I don't know.
Gotcha. I'll give it one more minute just to see if anybody else jumps on. All right, it's 7:02. Anybody else jumps in, they'll jump in. We do have quorum, so do we want to call this to order?
Call the order, please.
Okay. So first and foremost, you guys who are on can see that we have a new face amongst us. We have Aaron McDonough, who is our new commissioner. Aaron was born and raised in Wakefield, went to Wakefield High School, moved out for a little while, came back, has a pretty extensive recreation background. She worked at the Concord Recreation Department for several years. So Aaron and I kind of talked the same language when we sat and met. It was great because I could talk about my software and some things that we do, and she knew exactly what I was saying. So Aaron's going to be a great addition to our team, and look forward to actually having you all meet in person, because I know that Charlie hasn't met everybody in person yet. Aaron obviously hasn't. Julie was at the tail end before we went out, so but she knows everybody's faces for the most part. So it'll be nice to get together so you can all actually get to know one another, because we don't get to do that in this format. So whenever that comes to fruition, we will be ready to do that. All right. So welcome, Aaron. Glad to have you, and look forward to doing a lot of stuff with you.
Thanks. Happy to be here.
So going to programming stuff. I mean, every day it's something new. So going through the summer and some spring stuff. So we have adult tennis lessons coming up this summer. Those are already full. We have our blacktop basketball program. We only have 30 at this time. We usually have about 75 total for the summer. So we're almost, halfway there. And, I don't know that we'll get to 75 this year. I think that older age group is kind of losing their luster for it. So we added some younger kids this year. I think if we get 60, we'll have a great summer. And it's a, Tuesday, Thursday morning program. So times may not work for everybody. But I think it'll go well. And we have a good staff for it. We have our programs with left brain curriculum. We've done them for a couple summers now. We have Business Sharks, which only has one so far. Last year that had 9. We have Lego Adventures, which has 9 currently. And we have Lego Challenges, which only has 1 at the moment. Hey, there you are, buddy.
Fixed it myself.
And the Lego Challenges only has 1. But again, these are numbers that'll pick up from our history here. Everybody registers late. We're looking after Memorial Day where everybody's kind of scrambling for stuff. So I have no worries about these things. For our summer day program that we run, Club Rec, we have 45 kids per week. That's kind of our average right now. Last summer, we averaged 75 per week. So we're at 45 currently. Of those 45, 20 of them are signed up for the full summer. So again, we're in a pretty good spot. We have a fishing clinic that will take place on June 8th with Mass Wildlife. We have 5 people signed up for that. We have our fencing program. They've got 15 kids signed up currently. We have our HRC program that we're doing with the health department and the police department. We have 86 kids signed up for that week. So that's excellent. And I think that we'll get over 100 for that. Indoor pickleball classes, which are still ongoing, are full. Our Kids Corner program, which is the kind of the sister program of the Club Rec program that we have, just for younger kids. We have about 10 a week right now, which is good. We want to get to 15. That'd be our goal. So we're nearly there. We started a Little Lights yoga program. So for kids 3 to 5, kind of a mommy and me thing. We have 3 currently signed up for that, and that's only just started recently. Our field hockey program has 22 kids total. The Minds in Motion classes that we started this year, that's a new contractor we're working with. They do a lot of STEM stuff. For their Space Fleet class, we have 9. That class actually sounds awesome to me that I want to do it. We have a Bridges and Building class, which only has 1 so far. I'm not sure if that one will run, but if it doesn't, we'll try to switch that person to somebody else. And then we have a Solar Bot program that has 3. So again, still very early because these are kind of end of the summer programs. For our Ninja Warrior weeks, we have 2 weeks of that. We have 35 kids total. Great numbers for that. Our outdoor pickleball classes that are ongoing, every single one of them are full, filled within 20 minutes, in all Wakefield residents. Our Rec on the Run program starts sometime at the end of June. We have 19 kids so far. We had 21 last year. For SNL Girls Lax, we had 14 right now. We had 12 last year. Soccer Shots, we have 52 kids in the spring signed up currently doing it, and we have 25 for the summer right now. Spectacular Science only has 4. We haven't done that in a few years. They had 41 a few years ago, so not sure what the deal with that is, but we'll try to get that bumped up. Spring tennis classes are full. The summer tennis just keeps increasing daily. The summer volleyball programs, we have 47 kids total. Wakefield soccer right now only has 51, and I say only because they'll have about 120 when all is said and done. Baseball has 30. The high school basketball program has 2 weeks. They have 106 kids total, which is off the charts. I think last year they had 61 kids total. So just a huge bump. And that's run by the boys and the girls coaches. The boys lacrosse program only has 6 right now, but again, that's a kind of a late register program typically. Softball has 16 currently for summer. So numbers are they're lower than I like, but I know when the registration is going to come in. We will see at the end of May, beginning of June, when the weather's really warm and everybody's like, oh my gosh, the kids are almost out of school. What are we going to do with them? This happens yearly, so I'm not in panic mode. Obviously, I want to see numbers higher earlier, but it is what it is. So we'll get there. That is all I have programmatically. Any questions about that stuff?
Yeah, and I just have a question. You said summer volleyball. Is it boys and girls? And
It
then
is
are
boys
they
and girls.
separate?
Yep.
Are
Yep. The
they
girls coach is running it,
separate?
but it's boys and girls program.
They're co-ed?
Yes.
Okay. And how many did you say were in it?
47.
And what are the ages?
Grades 3 to 8.
3 to 8. Okay.
They can't take high school kids. So. But yeah, now that there's a boys program in town, we will have the boys involved in volleyball. Not that we turned anybody away before, but it's highlighted now. Any other questions about programs? All right, I'm going to skip to fields first. We'll go back to facilities after because there's a bunch there. So fields, everything's ongoing, baseball, soccer, lacrosse, they're busy. Fields are packed. We do have this summer, the girls high school program is running a summer league. So they are using the Galvin fields on Mondays and Wednesdays. We did not charge the Wakefield teams, but I charged the out of town teams for field use. And there'll be times that it'll be Stoneham versus Wilmington and, Reading versus Belmont, and Wakefield won't be playing. So we charge them what we would, the out of town, what we normally charge them. And we're getting about $5,000 from that for the months of July and the beginning of August. So it's found money and we're happy to do that. So fields are just busy. We're still scheduling things in, mostly the adult stuff. Women's softball started last night. Men started a couple weeks ago, I think. Dennis Fazio was able to get the lights at Vets somewhat updated. He talked to Gas and Light Department. They had some fluorescents hanging around. So those are now hung. We had a few issues on Monday when we were at town meeting where the lights were flickering. So I don't know if they were able to get their play in or not, but Dennis addressed it and it's all fixed and everybody seems to be happy. So any questions about fields?
I was just saying this, Dan, I was down at Moulton. That new infield looks spectacular.
That's what I was just going to say too. Right. Yes. So Moulton was just renovated and done, and Sullivan's being done as well. So some nice improvements to the fields, and there's going to be even more work done at Moulton. So I don't know exactly what it is, but Dennis keeps calling me and telling me when it's available and when it's not. So it's a lot going on.
Yeah, how long does that Linfield how does that long does the infield have to cure? Or wherever it's doing?
It actually compacts pretty quickly because they water it.
Okay.
Yep. So it's a great addition. Anything else about that? Okay. On to facilities. First, Civic Center, super busy. That's nothing new for us. It's booked morning, noon, and night at this point. The big one is, and you guys may have seen it in the newspaper, you may not have, you may have watched town council meeting, may not have. We now directly oversee the Albion Culture Exchange. I told you that we were probably going down this road. It went down this road. As of last Tuesday, I took complete control of that facility. So it's been a whirlwind. I've had keys for several weeks over there. So I've been letting people in and out, people picking up their art from past shows, working with the high school to get their AP show off the ground. Working with, there's another show next week that I'm working with to make sure that they can get their show off the ground. We had the Wake Up organization in town had their annual breakfast over there the other day. So we're trying to get some business in there, get some people through the doors. It's a lot. It's different. It's nothing that we can't handle. You know, I walk down there like 3 times a day to meet people, to show the space, to see how we can use it, or to meet the town to go over what needs to be done, or whatever, people to pick up art, whatever it is. So it's been busy. It's been a challenge. But I see a lot of possibilities with this space and keeping it within its intended use of cultural activities. So I'm meeting with a person that a company that we've worked with in the past, Paula and Dee. They do a lot of various art classes for kids, for adults. I am trying to stay out of the kids' role at that space because Kid Castle's right down the street. That's what they do. You're never going to compete with Kid Castle, but if we can do something that offsets what they do, great. We've met with some yoga studios or some yoga people who wanted to do classes. It really fits in that space better than the Civic Center because of the noise at the Civic Center. It's so busy from what's going on in the gym and what's in the hallways. So we could do those over there. The town is looking to do some renovations on the second floor of the Albion Culture Exchange, which we can turn into studios for artists or short-term office space or whatever it might be. I met with Colleen Getty from the Room to Write. She's been in town forever, associated with the Boys and Girls Club is where she's originally done it out of, but they kind of need a different space and something that they can call their own. So they may go for one of the spaces upstairs, which could be a writer's studio. So there's just a lot of, there's another thing coming down the road, but I don't want to get into that yet because I don't really even have the proposal in front of me. But it's something that I'm excited about that could be using the space for 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. kind of deal. And then we could program afterwards for the after school stuff. And then we can have the shows and stuff at night. I met with the woman who does Children's Playhouse of Wakefield. She does classes with us. She's a teacher at the Galvin. She's does all the performances at the Galvin Middle School for the kids. So we talked today and we talked about doing open mic nights for kids or for adults. We talked about doing black box theater. We talked about doing improv classes. We talked about a lot of different things. She said like a mommy and me tea on Mother's Day, a teddy bear tea around Christmas time or the holiday season. So these are types of things that we're looking into doing. It's again, it's going to be a challenge because it's new, it's different. We don't know what we don't know yet, but we'll learn it very fast. I know that we are going to need some help there, and I know that Chris, you specifically for years have wanted to do more than just attend meetings. This is your chance,
Yeah.
Chris. This is your chance. 'Cause I'm going to have a lot of stuff coming up that I can't be everywhere.
I can walk over too.
Perfect, because I just can't be everywhere. So,
Sure.
I may call on you for a few things here or there.
No worries.
I have met with, I've had conversations with three of the 6 people who were on the old Albion Culture Exchange, and I had an email exchange with a 4th. There's no hard feelings from the people I've spoken with. They understand why The town went down the road they did. They know that I had nothing to do with it, that I'm just doing as I'm asked to do. And they still want to be involved. So, and I actually have talked to the fifth. I talked to Chris Carino, the chair, and Chris knows that, again, I had nothing to do with any of it. I'm just doing as I'm told. I know that he's not happy with the direction that things went, but it is what it is. And he's given me some information that I needed to make that place successful. So I got one more person from the former ACE committee to reach out to and try to see how we can keep them involved, because they've kind of helped get this space off the ground and make it into what it is. But I think we can make it into a little bit more. I know that the space was used, 8 days a month at most. I think we can use it 30 days a month. I don't see why we can't. I think there's a lot of purpose there. It's just, we need to use some imagination, and it's not just going to be just an art studio or an art gallery, but there's going to be art on there, in my mind, 365 days a year. So we're moving forward with it. I'm sure there's a lot of questions. So why don't we get firing on those? And I'm sure that can turn into more conversation. Questions, statements, concerns?
Dan, would you have any music programs there?
Yes, that's something. So again, there's a music studio down the street, so I don't want to get into what they're doing, but one of the studios upstairs, maybe we can turn that into, if there's somebody who wants to do private piano lessons. And, of course, first things first, upstairs needs to be renovated, and we need to put in an elevator. The building is not currently compliant. We know that. The town knows that. So that's a work in progress that people above me are working on. But there is thought of bringing music into there, and I can see a lot of different things happening.
Okay.
Yep. Gene, I can read that on your eyes that you have something.
No.
No? Okay. No questions about the ACE? Okay. Well, I gotta tell you, I'm excited about it. It's definitely a different challenge. When we took over the Civic Center, that was one thing, because quite honestly, I was one pushing for that. And I knew what I could do there. I knew the potential of it, and I knew the direction I wanted to go. Art and cultural activities aren't necessarily my thing. But I have some great resources that I can use, which is great. And people are coming to me with ideas already. And, we had the breakfast there the other day, and apparently of the people who were there, roughly half had never been in the building before. So those people have now seen it and said, oh, wow, this kind of thing can happen here. And, the town's giving the building a lot of attention right now. We already have it on a pest control program. Again, we just took this over on Tuesday. We already had pest control come over, double check things. Things look good. We've done some deep cleaning up there. We're having a crew come in on June 5th to empty the second floor for us completely and throw whatever is up there away. It's gonna be a gem once it's where we need to get it. Downstairs, the basement level is, I think I said it last meeting, downright frightening. But it'll get there at some point. So whenever, I know I said it last meeting, whenever you folks want to stop by or meet there, I'm happy to take my 3-minute walk down the street and show you around. Right now, there's not a whole lot to show you, but I'll show you what we have and kind of the vision for where I want to go with this. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think I'm ready for this new challenge. So, and ideally, this space, when it becomes profitable, which I think can be done relatively quickly, and by that I'm saying within a year, we'll be able to hire an assistant director who will run that facility, whose specialty will be arts, cultural activities, not my strength. I want somebody over there who can offset my weaknesses. And there may be a lot of those, but they can at least focus on that portion of things that's just not my strength. Athletics and enrichment activities, I'm great at. I've done that for 20 years. This is a whole new ball game, but it's nothing that we can't figure out. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And then, do I have anything else? I do not. That's kind of where I'm at. Any questions, concerns, or otherwise?
Yeah, the renovations and everything, is that coming from the recreation operating budget or?
So that's a great question, Charlie. So there's no money right now, in the budget. The town DPW facilities department is going to do most of the work. I think it's going to come through their budget. And of course, once we get this profitable, then we'll start paying the town lease like we do for the civic center. I know that they plan on doing one room at a time, probably 1 month at a time. So get a room done, get somebody in there, get some revenues, then go flip to the next room. And I have to show you the space so you can understand what we're working with. There's a lot that needs to be done. Paint needs to be, stripped away because it's all flaking. Oh, and town meeting passed a new roof for that building the other day because it does leak, I guess. I haven't seen it yet, but I haven't been there when it's raining yet either. The town meeting passed for a new roof, so that new roof will get that next fiscal year. And there's just a lot that needs to be done. I mean, new carpets, new windows are going to need to be done at some point. Paint everywhere, potentially some doors. There's a lot. But, the Civic Center wasn't done in a day by any stretch of the imagination. It took time. I think we're at a point now where if I want to do anything now, it's cosmetic. It's not necessary. We'll get there with the Albion Cultural Exchange at some point too. This is going to take time. Anything else? Nothing? Okay.
Just, Dan, I would think that whether the basement's cleaned up quickly or you said somebody's coming to clean the second floor,
Yep.
that the elevator would be the first thing that you'd have to think about not you, but
Yeah.
you'd have to think about putting in.
I know that they have renderings and drawings from the past board who had already explored the idea of it. And before we can have anybody on the second floor, I think that we need to have the elevator. So we're looking long term. And I don't know how quickly that can be done. I also know that we need fire suppression.
You need
So
what?
we need fire suppression there.
Oh.
So there's a lot of things that need to happen. But we will get there. And the town knows that they have the plans that were originally done. And my understanding is the hope is to follow that. But we're gonna need to be the town's gonna need to be putting some money into it for sure. But it's one of those spaces that once we put the money into it and do it, it's a revenue generating machine. They'll make money hand over fist through programming or through rentals. Ideally, with the second floor tenants, that will pay the rent just like it does at the Civic Center. And then the gym and the Heritage Room become our profit. Downstairs becomes our profit. So I think we can get there.
What about the lack of parking?
There's nothing we can do about that. Unless the bank, or what used to be the bank, whatever goes there, because I have no idea what's going there. Maybe their off hours behind the building becomes usable. I park there right now since nobody's there. If I don't walk down.
Weren't they going to put condos in behind where the bank is now in that parking lot and cut it off on Chestnut Street so you can't go through?
I honestly don't know, Chris.
Okay, because that's what they had talked about.
With
The bank was going to be offices and
with having the building
going
for
to try
10
and put in
days,
a restaurant.
I don't know what I don't know yet, but I'm sure I'll find out in due time.
So
And Jed, you know better than anybody because you know that street better.
Yeah, I
than
think they're still working with the zoning board to figure out what they can put there.
Right. It's always going to be a thing. Parking's
I
always
mean,
going to be an issue.
they did propose using the whole parking lot as more condo space, but the town's pushing back pretty hard on that, is my understanding. So,
Well, good, because now they have a new tenant who's going to push back on it too.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were trying to get them to pay for the elevator too, was part of the. I thought
Yeah,
that
I haven't heard that
ICE
yet.
people were trying to do that before.
I didn't hear that yet. I heard that they were trying to get that whoever's doing the project to allow the ACE building to connect to, so the town can't, or nobody can connect to water on Albion Street because of the 5-year moratorium and it was just paved, right? Apparently, Apparently they can go through Chestnut though. And the thought was go through Chestnut, and go through the parking lot to be able to do that. But again, I'm getting things secondhand from people who used to run the facility versus what the town's telling me. So
How are the bathrooms in there?
beautiful, brand new,
Oh, really?
gorgeous. The ones on the main floor are absolutely beautiful. Second floor needs to be renovated. But the downstairs ones are absolutely unbelievable.
Weren't they done like they were done, I think, just about 2 years ago?
It wasn't very long ago, Chris, and from what I understand, they put one of the bathrooms in the old vault in the space, and
Yep.
it costs like $100,000 to do the two bathrooms because they went in through a vault.
Yep.
There was other space that, in my mind, you could have used, but nobody asked me, and it wasn't my concern at the time. So, I had to put it somewhere different, but that's okay. But again, there's going to be a lot of challenges going forward with this, but there's a lot of benefits to it too. The benefits outweigh the challenges to me.
Is there an entrance on the backside? I was just looking at the building. It looks like everything's a step up in.
Yeah, there is one on the backside, Aaron, it's a
Okay.
step down. So again, we're not ADA compliant.
We're not eating it. Okay.
Yep. But again, the town knows that, and they're apparently working on it.
Okay.
Yep. Great question though. Anything else? Nothing. Okay. Well, that is all I have. We will. Well, let me look at my calendar real quick. I gotta see what the month of June looks like. Actually, we can get one more meeting in before summer. Looking at June 21st, because then things become chaotic for a little bit. Because we start summer the 26th, and that's just when, I start to lose my mind slightly. So yeah, we won't see each other for June or July. I'm sorry, July or August, but then we'll catch up back in September. And the next time I see this group in person after June, I will have a daughter in college. So that's daunting for me. I haven't wrapped my head around
Oh, it's
that yet.
easy, Dan.
I'm not ready to let go of her, Jed. I'm not ready. Tomorrow's her last day of high school, and she's beside herself. So very emotional day for her.
I'm
But-
sure.
But she'll get through it, just like everything else in life, right? It's the first of many hurdles. So if there's nothing else from you guys, we can take a motion to adjourn.
And then you get a fancy sweatshirt. See, there's my old UNH shirt.
Jed, I got a hat and I got a sweatshirt already. Telling you.
Dan, is that where she's going?
She's going to
where's she
Fairfield. My daughter's going to Fairfield.
Fairfield, that's right.
Yeah. I mean, they're getting a lot of my money, so I might as well wear some of their stuff.
Yeah.
You better get that cultural exchange thing open.
Oh yeah, listen, when we get that, we're gonna need a lot more money somewhere else. It's not gonna be in my wallet. That's for damn sure.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
See?
Aye.
All right, everyone. Awesome. I will reach out to you all, or you'll hear from Sherry sometime around June 21st. And if you want the dime tour of the ACE building, just shoot me a text, give me a call, shoot me an email, whatever. I can be down there within moments. All right.
All
Excellent.
right.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Good seeing you.
Have
Thank
a great
you.
one.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Bye, everyone.